Hello, Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is Tina with 85th House Vibrations, and this is your general reading for the month of March 2019. I hope everybody is doing well. The moon is currently in Scorpio. I am not going to go over all of the aspects that I usually go over. I think I'm just going to kind of list some of the basic ones in the description box. But let me point out that Mercury is about to retrograde on the 5th, and it's we all talk about the Mercury retrograde, so I think it's worth mentioning, and it's going to retrograde in Pisces. So a lot of us have been dealing with this foggy, obscure, and not able to see things clearly energy ever since Mercury has moved into Pisces. And now the sun is in Pisces as well, and Neptune is there, of course. March is going to bring a new moon in Pisces. And then, before the month is out, Venus will move into Pisces too. So it is Pisces season for sure. And, this is there's certainly an energy of things are not necessarily the way that they appear. I enjoy Pisces energy, to be honest with you. I see a lot of people are struggling with it, and I'm sorry that they can't have the luxury of having the same experience that I feel like I have with Pisces energy. And don't get me wrong, I've had some crappy crap happen. I think we're only 6 days into Pisces, and I had some crappy crap happen, but it's just me, my thing with Pisces, I just can't stay mad about it. So anyway, but other people don't feel like that. It's weighing on them. Anyway, so that's a thing with the Mercury retrograde. We're already dealing with all of this foggy energy, but we're going to retrograde and revisit some other stuff that probably makes us even more confused and makes us spend that much more time dealing with the way we communicate, the way our mind works, and the way that we perceive things. We're only going to spend a longer amount of time dealing with that with Mercury retrograding in Pisces, is what I'm trying to say. The other thing is that for you, Aries, the planet Uranus, the planet of innovation, rebellion, things happening suddenly, unorthodox thinking, chaos to an extent. That planet has moved out of your sign and into Taurus, and most of us won't see that again, if any of us. So you don't have to worry about that. All of that sudden, unexpected chaos that may have been going on in your world, you'll see that calm down a bit. Now, Chiron, the wounded healer, does move into your sign, or has already moved into your sign. I'm sorry. So there are going to be, it's kind of, you got rid of one thing and now something else. You fix one thing and now something else is going on, and that's just life. So Chiron, the wounded healer, has moved into Aries, and Chiron is going to show you where you hurt in the physical sense. It's going to show you where you hurt and how you may hurt others with the way that you deal with how you express your anger or your passion, the way you pursue your desires. Chiron is going to show you the flaws in that. So you'll have a chance to heal through this. And I feel like for you, Aries, that starts right away. That is probably already happening for you. I got messages as I was pulling these cards. They are already on the table if I hadn't said, because I started and the intro was very representative of all of this Pisces energy. It was a mess. It was just foggy and obscure. So I decided to start over. Either way, we were talking about Chiron, and so I got some messages about the death of something. And that doesn't have to be literal. What I mean is there may be the death of a bad habit, the death of a relationship, the death of a way of being. This particular thing has to die, Aries, so that you can live. And it will happen if it hasn't already. You definitely see some big changes in the month of March. And here's another reason why. The sun on the 20th of March moves into Aries. It's all you. And that naturally lines up with the spring equinox, which is all about new beginnings. So has been, or I believe it has already happened, Aries, or is in the process of happening now, this death of whatever it is. And you really get to start anew. Your new starts may not be as comfortable as you would like them to be, but very, very necessary. Okay, let's go ahead and get into this. I spent just as much time talking about this as if I would have just gone through the aspects. Sorry. So the first card is the Ace of Cups. I can't get these cards to focus today. I apologize. And I'll ask you to excuse my nails. I needed a rest from the acrylics. So what this is, Aries, is in this position, this talks about who you are this month. I think you're going to be seeing yourself in an entirely new way. It's like a gift from the universe. This death of something, and I'm talking about this transformation, this new beginning, is going to be like a gift from the universe. I feel like, Aries, though, you may sort of see it as a double-edged sword. And I feel like that it's going to be because there's a little discomfort with whatever it is that's happening. But what I do feel like the end result of that is going to be the way you see and feel about yourself and the way you nurture yourself and take care of yourself emotionally. Okay? The next card is the Justice card. This is the 11th major arcana. The 11s are portals. They're little gateways. So I do feel like, somebody's going to be walking through some gates, maybe walking into some different dimensions. It is, after all, Pisces season. Well, in this case, Miss Justice is not blind. She is peeking, so she sees what's up. And I think that she sees what's going on with this situation. This is somebody who is probably close to you, somebody in your home, maybe a feminine figure, possibly a maternal figure. It doesn't have to be romantic, but it can be, because a lot of times romantic partners are considered close personal relationships, and more often than not, they can be in the same home. There is going to be, I feel like, some sort of balancing of the scales. I don't know if this is going to come at somebody's expense or not. I feel like because she is peaking, that she was cheating a little bit. We talked about the Justice is blind thing, but if you think about it, is that a good thing that Justice is blind? Justice should know what it's about to embark on, right? Either way, she's actually watched it all go down. Or this could be somebody that, things have been going down with, between you and them. Possibly could be a Libra. The next card is the Ten of Swords. There's been some hard conversations. Some probably nasty dialogue. so tough that one might feel stabbed in the back. This is a Gemini card. And, you know, from one of the stereotypes about Gemini energy is that there's gossip, a lot of, you know, talk back and forth. You know, Gemini will talk to you about a particular situation and it's supposed to be in secret, but, you know, then they'll turn right around and go talk to somebody else about the same situation and was supposed to be in secret. As I said, this is one of the things that has been associated with the Gemini energy. I'm definitely not saying it's a whole truth or that every Gemini is like that, but that is the association, especially in this context. Somebody feels stabbed in the back, and it was due to a specific dialogue. However, what I'm feeling like is that somebody is willing to let bygones be bygones for the sake of just keeping things balanced. I don't know if it's necessarily fair in this case, which the Justice card does represent fairness. You know, I can't speak to that for you because, you know, what is your definition of fair and what is somebody else's. But I do think that somebody makes an attempt to just let things be for the sake of balance, just kind of keeping down drama. It could also be a situation where the Justice card sees this new feeling that you have for yourself, these new emotional beginnings that you are making. And as a result, Justice is willing to give you a break because they see your growth. And I have to say you because this is you. The next card is the Tower reverse, all right? This is the 16th major arcana. And the Tower is generally about things happening very quickly and unexpectedly. I just said that Uranus has moved out of, even though this card is ruled by Mars. You know, when I think about things happening unexpectedly, as it does with the Tower, I think about the planet Uranus. So because that has moved out of your sign, I already said that you would probably see a decrease in, you know, that unexpected movement and behavior, those outbursts, those things that caused probably some chaos that led to this whole situation. Maybe that is what is dying in your life this month. The other thing, but the thing about this card is that when it is reversed, because this card in the upright position says that the stuff finally hits the fan. Well, and it does suddenly. Well, with it reversed, it's saying, well, you know, not all the stuff's going to hit the fan. Or, yeah, well, it's going to hit the fan, but, you know, we're going to wait a little bit. So what that suggests to me is, again, that, you know, somebody just decides to not make it that serious and keep down the drama and, you know, not give in to the fiery outburst and things like that anymore, because it's safest thing to do. And I feel like somebody just wants to get on with it. Now, in this position, this could be about a romantic partner. But also in this position, this could have something to do with your creative expression. It also could have something to do with the way that you earn your money and what it is you desire and attract. And that is because this particular position is ruled by Venus. The next card is the Empress. All right. This card is ruled by Aries. Aries And this is you taking a stand. Standing in your power. If you're not already there, you've been fighting for it. But maybe for a while you were fighting for it in not the best way. And you've learned how to temper or, scale it down. You've become the master of your domain. You've learned how to master these feelings, or that's what Chiron is going to expose you to you, because that's what we just talked about Chiron exposing how you may hurt or how you may have hurt others with the way that you express your anger or pursue your desires. This is a guy who is very powerful, and he's still he a little scary, but he just exudes this strength and this power. And in this position, he's no longer using his power for evil, ruling with an iron fist or bullying people. In the upright position, it says, yes, I'm strong, I'm powerful, maybe I'm even a little bit intimidating, but what I'm not is a bully. What I'm not is going to try to force you into something. I can lead you without attacking you, without bullying you, without scaring you into moving the way that I want you to move. So while these are in opposition to each other, what I feel like this is part of the growth of what you fought for. This is where you are as a result of what you fought for. This is where you end up, even if you made some wrong steps. Or, let me say this. If there is some fighting, you could be going head to head with a very powerful person. But they're not going to use their power to scare you. Just like I said before, I'm not going to go over that again, but you could be up against this person. Don't worry, they are fair. This card is the Seven of Wands reversed. All right. The Seven of Wands reversed can talk about a couple of things. It can talk about being so passive that you let other people walk all over you or use you as a doormat. On the other hand, it could be about taking a step back from your aggressors. Just so you don't get pummeled. Because what it is some unseen forces. You don't see who this is. They are unseen. All you see is hands and sticks, and they're coming for your throat. And the Seven of Wands in the upright position says, it talks about standing for yourself no matter what the opposition is, because what you are standing up for is right. In this case, though, it may be a need to just take a step back and not be so aggressive, or step away from those unseen forces and deal with things a different way. I think this is the way that you're going to acquire what it is that you want in the end. Taking a step back and balancing the scales is more than likely going to bring good luck. This is what's going to help you expand. not being so aggressive is what I'm getting out of this. Chiron's going to show you how. Okay. So the Knight of Wands. The Knights are the all or nothing energy. The Wands are the fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. It doesn't have to be. It could be somebody who is just very, very fiery and confident. However, the Knight of Wands can get angry. He can get ticked. And, you know, he can go a little bit off the rails because I said he is an all or nothing energy. Now, the other thing about the Knight of Wands is that I feel like he's got energy for everything. In this position, though, again, this energy is going to be restricted, limited, or blocked. Or it could be that the lesson was learned on how to be more reserved, how to pull back. This is in the Saturn position, and Saturn restricts us. It what is it? It makes us commit to the physical self and chronological time, the physical being, in the sense that you are here in 3D. We can see you. Saturn makes you follow the rules. So I feel like where the Knight of Wands would generally be so gung-ho and just moving about in a way that, like I said, is high octane, Saturn is restricting that a little bit. And whether that is because he puts the obstacles and things in your way, or whether that is because he's made you learn a lesson about how to handle yourself like the true power you are. And this could come through self-love, this gift that you're going to get. Saturn is definitely containing this type of energy. It's probably for the best. I'm sure it is in this situation. The outcome is the Judgment card. Boy, this card keeps coming up. I think it has come up in the other two. So the outcome is, this is what that is. This is the truth for you, Aries. The Judgment card talks about final answers, waking up to the call, the phoenix rising from the ashes. Looks like a little Pied Piper, but there's not a lot of people or animals around, just the cat and the butterfly. So, you know, I feel like sometimes this means that you have to go it alone. If nobody else likes your music, you do. This is what's true to you. This is a Pluto card. Pluto is about that death and transformation that I talked so much about at the beginning of the video. Aries, there is a huge, bottom line is there's a huge change for you, and it's all good. A little bit of it might be uncomfortable. And I think so much of it has to do with misuse of the way one has expressed themselves previously. It all changes. If there's been some bridges burned, don't worry about it. Like I said, the olive branch will be extended. Somebody will decide not to do the most. Bygones will be bygones. I hope I said that right. And, you know, everybody will move on with life. Okay. That's the way I see it, Aries. If anybody would like to get a personal reading with me, my information is in the description box below. You can hit me up on Facebook or Twitter. That's it. And I hope to talk to you guys again next month.